Hi there, welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. In today's show, sustainable agricultural partnerships that are creating wealth for farmers, plus renewed livelihood for communities in St. Elizabeth. Later, how you can join in the Jamaica Moves healthy lifestyle trend. Sit back and relax for these and more to come as we turn the pages of Jamaica Magazine.
Nobody want to plant the corn. Everybody want to read the band. Who you are go blame it on when it's a next man you are deep in pan. Well, you're wrong.
Farmers, let us be serious about predial larceny. It is affecting all of us. If you are aware of incidents of predial larceny, make contact with your local police station or call Crime Stop at 311. Predial larceny is everybody's business.
The road to economic development involves people in their communities grasping opportunities to provide goods and services to meet existing markets. Our farmers are among the growing number of entrepreneurs who have been maximizing on training opportunities, forming strong partnerships, and using the land to create wealth. Find out more in this feature.
Getting farmers to produce more, adopting best practice methods, and becoming more efficient and sustainable. The Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries has aligned itself with partners to grow the agriculture sector. One of those partners is the World University Service of Canada, WUSC Caribbean. They have been providing resources and technical support to small and medium-scale producers in order to boost agricultural outputs in 5 targeted crops. These are Irish and sweet potato, onion, ginger and sweet yam. The work is being done through the promotion of regional opportunities for produce through Enterprises and Linkages Propel project. The 5-year project, which started in 2013, also provides assistance to establish market linkages.
We want holistic, integrated approaches between all the different actors in the marketplace.
Propel as a support entity, helping farmers to produce and also to produce quality products, has helped us as a marketing company to be able to push marketable goods into the supermarkets, the wholesales, into the restaurant areas, into food service, into the hotel industry.
We are targeting a total of 5,000 farmers in Jamaica by the end of the project. We are very close to 3,000 and we are profiling all those farmers. By the end of March next year, we hope to have about 3,500, and by 2018 when we leave, about 5,000.
Jamaica is one of 5 Caribbean countries where the $1.9 billion project is being implemented. The others are Barbados, Dominica, Guyana, and St. Lucia. To help them care for the crops, farmers are given training in when to spray, what chemical to use, and how to protect themselves.
The day you plant your potatoes, you'll have spent 70% of all your money. And if you don't care it well for the next 12 weeks, you could lose everything.
The training has also built the capacity of farmers who are now providing the service to other farms.
We were able to provide 9 of these guys with pumps, overalls, water boots, and they're now spraying and running their own business, providing service to the other farmers.
Training was provided by the Rural Agricultural Development Authority and Level 1 certification by the Heart Trust NTA.
I love it. I feel like a professional already. You understand? So I just wanted to take each step at a time and go forward.
Through the Propel project, farmers are introduced to new technologies that will allow them to reduce production cost, become more efficient, and produce more. This includes plastic mulch, which is a weed control method, and micro-greenhouse technology applications. Manual reaping time of potato will also reduce significantly with the introduction of a harvesting machine.
From what I'm seeing, it is quite satisfactory to me, because it is my intention now to make sure I get one of these machines, because I'll be able to plant more potato and I would see a better income for myself.
Minister without portfolio in the Agriculture Ministry, J.C. Hutchinson, was in Manchester for the demonstration of the harvesting machine and acknowledged the work being carried out under the Propel project.
it's one where I think we are going to have to look to see if we can expand that, we get more equipment like that. This technology here is one where you see that it not only facilitates the cutting down on the growth of weeds, which also eliminates quite a lot of the labor. And by doing that, you are also putting more money in your pocket.
The area of research and development is also being strengthened under the Propel project. In May 2016, a Memorandum of Understanding was signed between World University Service of Canada WUSC and the Scientific Research Council SRC. That agreement will build the SRC's capacity to produce clean planting materials for Irish potato, ginger, sweet yam and sweet potato. The agency will be able to supply farmers and companies with virus-free plants and to identify and analyze natural predation for biological control of pests and diseases. There is also partnership with Bodle's Research Station for clean planting materials for ginger. By bringing the different stakeholders on board, the project is creating a sustainable output of planting materials to aid farmers in their production, which should ultimately lead to a steady distribution of produce.
We target the sector. We don't target farmers in particular. We provide stimulus, we provide catalyst to the entire sector for it to move from where it is to where it would like to be. So we don't talk about Propel without talking about SRC, without talking about Bodles, without talking about the Ministry of Agriculture, without talking about RADA.
Mr. Prasad says he is pleased with the strides Jamaica has made with the project.
I'm really very satisfied. Jamaica, for our $87 million that has been contributed so far, I think Jamaica has contributed close to 40 million of that. I mean, I don't have the exact figure, but in terms of production that has reached the high value market, Jamaica has contributed close to 40 million of that. In terms of research and development, in terms of linkages, in terms of getting all people on board to say how do we solve the issues, Jamaica is way ahead of the game.
Make diseases spread. Wash your hands with soap and water instead. Wash them regular or use a hand sanitizer. Make sure the germs them dead. Touching your eyes or your mouth or your nose. Wash your hands before you do things like those. After you use the bathroom before preparing food, come on, wash your hand them clean.
Residents of Nain St. Elizabeth are happy for the renewed economic opportunities that come with the restart of the Gisco Alpart bauxite and alumina production in their community. And not too long from now, the Gisco operation will be expanding to include other line industries that will increase jobs. More in this feature.
It is revival time. It is a revival of the mining industry.
On June 21, 2017, Alpart Alumina Bauxite Plant in Nain St. Elizabeth reopened and resumed alumina production 6 months ahead of schedule. The plant was brought back to life by its new owners, J1 Iron and Steel Company, Gisco, and this has brought enormous opportunities for Jamaica. Already local communities in and around Nain, which saw a downturn in business and livelihood since the plant's closure in 2009, are now witnessing new life and increasing economic buzz. Production at the plant was halted in the aftermath of the global recession and a drop in metal prices.
To see the plant reopen today and to hear the engines, the broilers, the steam room, to hear the hum of the plant is like music to our ears.
The positive impact of Gisco reopening is being felt in the economies of Elizabeth and Manchester. The hotels and guest houses are full and reporting increased occupancy rates. The shops, the wholesalers, the bars, the farm stores, the supermarkets, and the various other establishments are reporting increased business.
The opening of the plant is good for us because generally people can't get employed, because when the plant did close, it was very, very hard. You can hardly finance yourself.
Everybody is feeling good to know that the plant is reopened now. As you can see, a lot of things is going on now. Kenton people are feeling good.
Today now that we mark a new day, yes, and it's a job creation. I know it takes a lot of youth off the street so that they can reduce down crime and so forth.
The community council, the PRO at Alpart, as in conjunction with the police, we will continue to go into the communities to sensitize the people in order to ensure that they make good of whatever economic gains they are achieving at this time.
Alpart, which was previously owned and operated by Russian company UC Rusal, provided 1,000 jobs, which is set to increase significantly under the new ownership. Looking back on the journey to this milestone reflects some memorable moments. July 19, 2016, when the sale to Gisco was finalized, and the official handing over to the Chinese company on November 24, 2016. Jiquan Iron and Steel Company Limited initially invested in excess of $360 million in its Jamaican operation, $299 million for the acquisition, and more than $60 million on the rehabilitation work to facilitate its reopening. The Jamaican government provided a 5-year bauxite levy waiver under the condition that within 3 years of the reopening, Gisco will build a new 2 million ton per annum alumina plant. The new plant will complement the existing 1.65 million tons per annum facility.
What we are witnessing today is a prelude to a scale of investment never before seen in this industry, and an emphasis on joint venture development as we move Jamaican companies parallel to China's growth.
Gisco has proposed to invest in excess of $2 billion to create a special economic zone with its aluminium refineries, Alpart 1 and 2, and the expansion and transformation of Port Kaiser. An energy-efficient power plant, an 80-ton per annum aluminum foil fabrication plant, and a tool and machinery manufacturing plant are also to be built. Further related investments in value-added industries will include limestone and cement processing. Gisco will also be ensuring that mined-out lands are returned to the people for them to utilize those properties for agricultural production and other purposes.
It is the intention of the government to ensure that all these investments that require high technology and high human resource capabilities, that they can be found right here in Jamaica. Specialist welders, the people who deal with specialized equipment maintenance, the engineers, we have the capacity and the capability to train them right here in Jamaica.
With the new streams of business, it is also expected that foreign exchange earnings from the mining sector will increase significantly over the $540 million earned in 2016. Government is also establishing appropriate policy and legislation to underpin the new and energized mining industry to better manage the country's mineral resources in line with Jamaica's long-term development plan.
The mineral sector revised, we must protect our mineral resources. We must grow and diversify the sector and live harmoniously with the environment.
Did you know regular physical activity controls your weight, reduces your risk of cardiovascular diseases, reduces your risk for type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome, reduces your risk of some cancers, strengthens your bones and muscles, and increases your chance of living longer? Get active, get fit, stay healthy.
Disease prevention is one of the Health Ministry's key focuses, along with the plans for improvements in infrastructure and clinical care. This strategy includes getting more persons to exercise regularly and to pay attention to proper nutrition and other healthy lifestyle practices. We'll look at the campaign to get Jamaicans moving next.
Get moving for a healthier you is the passionate call to action by the Ministry of Health. And it's creating waves across the country as Jamaica moves to tackle non-communicable diseases (NCDs) through regular physical exercise and proper nutrition. Within schools, the Healthy Lifestyle program is being rebranded through the Healthy Youth Positive Energy Hype initiative.
The reality is that 7 of every 10 Jamaicans who die each year, and we have about 18 to 20,000 deaths in our country each year, die from what we classify as non-communicable diseases, lifestyle diseases, to put it simplistically. And it's all about our physical inactivity and our consumption patterns, our habits.
The Ministry of Health is on a mission to change that by getting every Jamaican to engage in at least 30 minutes of physical exercise daily. In fueling this fitness revolution, the ministry launched the Jamaica Moves campaign under the theme, More Moments, More Memories, and More Life.
If you do what we are promoting, then as the tagline says, you'll have more moments, more time to spend with your family, your friends, do what you enjoy, more memories, capture all of those lovely memories, and more life.
Through promotional events across the island, the ministry is showcasing entertaining exercise workouts that persons can go home and practice. Free medical checks are also being provided.
It's part of the preventative healthcare method, and that's the approach that we're trying to take before we get to the part of the curative side, which is hospital care.
Jamaica Moves is also developing walking trails in each parish and partnering with local walking and running groups. This is all part of the National Strategic and Action Plan for the Prevention and Control of NCDs for the period 2013 to 2018. The plan covers 7 main categories of diseases: cardiovascular conditions, cancers, chronic respiratory diseases, diabetes, sickle cell, mental health disorders, and injuries.
Rarely do we speak about the need to change our lifestyle in our own interests as individuals. And it is cheaper to do that. 1/3 of your income, according to the World Bank, if you get arthritis, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and all the others that are linked to lifestyle, 1/3 of your disposable income, the World Bank says, will end up being spent on treating those ailments. So it affects the bottom line and your pocket also.
Many persons like this man can testify to the benefits of living a healthy lifestyle, which extend beyond monetary savings.
All my family have diabetes. One night, I see my hand hook up like this, pull in, and get cramp. My feet then start to cramp. The morning, I put on my clothes, get ready and go to the doctor. He do my blood sugar level, and it was 29.5. And he said, oh my God, you almost kill yourself. So the doctor said, I know what to do, Mr. Reed. He said, yes, sir. So I was weighing at the time 285 pounds with a big tummy like this. So he said, go and cut out your belly. And you know what I mean. So I said, I understood, doctor. I'm going to change my diet and I'm going to take up exercise 1,000,000%. So I start off by 1 mile back and forth till I end up doing 10 miles. Exercise is the key to good health. Eat right, change your diet, less carb. Remember to put the running shoes right at your bed. As you step out of your bed, you step in. And the first thing, you drink 1 cup of water before you move. And eat a lot of fruit, eat a lot of greens, and always have 1 glass of green juice every week.
Dedicating 30 minutes out of every day to physical exercise may seem a big challenge, but begin with just 1 step and you'll find it becomes manageable. Regular exercise helps prevent damage to your heart's artery from high cholesterol, high blood sugar, and high blood pressure that can lead to heart attack or stroke. Medical experts say aerobic exercises also improve the body's blood circulation and reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes while helping to control blood glucose in persons living with diabetes. There are exercises tailored to building muscle and losing weight, increasing strength, and improving flexibility. Corporate Jamaica is on board with the Move for Health, and even more are encouraged to take on the Jamaica Moves Corporate Challenge. It involves companies and their staff signing up and participating in the various run-walk events.
We want to mobilize as many companies as possible. So what we say to you is sign up your company, get registered, endorse the Jamaica Group brand, which is a national brand. The reality is many of us don't practice healthy living. So we need more people to do it. And by doing it, encourage others so to follow.
Persons can learn about the various Jamaica Moves challenges and events by logging on to the Ministry of Health's website moh.gov.jm or jamaicamoves.com. Staying fit and healthy is everybody's business, so get moving for better health.
Did you know that in a recent survey done by the OCA in schools across Jamaica, 43% of the students received inappropriate messages from strangers? The OCA wants you to be smart online. Never speak to persons you don't know. Parents, encourage your children to be social but be smart.
This message was brought to you by the Office of the Children's Advocate with support from UNICEF.
And now for some of the stories in our news this week.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. Prime Minister Andrew Holness declared Denham Town as the second zone of special operations on Tuesday. The special designation will remain in force for 60 days in the first instance.
The selected zone was deemed to have met the first order criteria for being considered and declared a zone. And those first order criteria would be ongoing gang warfare, rampant criminality, escalating violence and murder, and a threat to rule of law.
Meanwhile, Security Minister Robert Montego announced that 30 vehicles had been acquired specifically to be used within the zones of special operations,
which include trucks, buses, pickups, jeeps and specialized vehicles, and also repaired some specialized vehicles that are required within the zones. Additional equipment have also been purchased, inclusive of office equipment, not only for within the zones, but across the island.
The National Security Minister also announced on Tuesday that government's repackaged and relaunched Get the Guns campaign had led to a 36% increase in the removal of illegal guns from the streets. So far this year, he said 674 guns had been recovered compared to 499 in 2016.
With regards to illegal ammunition, this time last year, we would have collected 7,238 rounds. Versus for now, some 15,667 rounds.
Jamaica has received a $300,000 grant from the United Nations Green Climate Fund, UNGCF, to strengthen the island's capacity to develop and implement strategies to respond to climate change.
I can assure you, therefore, that this support from the GCF can be considered as a first step on a journey towards the financing of many more projects that are in the CCD's project portfolio, as well as those that are still in the pre-planning phase.
The Cannabis Licensing Authority issued its first 2 licenses for legal operation in the cannabis industry on Wednesday. Epican was granted a Tier 1 cultivator license, while Everything Oily received a Tier 1 processor license.
During the process, we have endeavored to remain in dialogue with our applicants every step of the way, and we are confident that they have satisfied the rigors of the regulations.
Government has launched its Agriculture Push Start program in Guys Hill to increase the production of Irish potato, onions, and Scotch bonnet peppers.
The aim of the program is to engage anyone who wants to pursue agriculture as a business, to give them a push start. And in so doing, in this way, we are creating employment, thereby facilitating persons transitioning from poverty to prosperity.
And finally, the House of Representatives has passed legislation absolving national heroes George William Gordon, Paul Bogle, Sam Sharp, and Marcus Garvey of criminal liability arising from their participation in acts of liberation with moral justification.
Mr. Speaker, it is done. We, the children of our ancestors, have by this act expressed complicity with them in their heroic stance against oppression and enslavement. We stand by our heroes and unsung heroes as we absolve them of all criminal liability, pledging never to forget their historic and selfless thrust for justice, their unwavering belief in their personal dignity and integrity, and their self-effacing sacrifice for their grandchildren and their children.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
Yo, this is We're committed to reducing the impact of disasters occurring in Jamaica. We're ever ready to assist you before, during, and after a disaster. But everybody have a role to play, so make we work together and follow the plan. Whether rich or poor or where you come from, hurricanes affect everyone, so be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Be prepared. Listen to OPM.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Join us again tomorrow and we'll do this all over again. Until then, you can click online at jis.gov.jm and visit our YouTube channel to get the latest government information. Also, follow us on Twitter and Facebook and download our app from the Google Play Store to stay informed. On behalf of all of us here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson wishing you all the best until next time.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.